Hey, nature lovers, picture this. You're strolling through the woods, looking for that perfect Insta-worthy spot to chill. Serenity, right? Think again. Some of these trees are straight outta a horror flick. We're talking seriously bad news. These aren't your grandma's maples. Some pack poison strong enough to make Walter White jealous. Others are armed with thorns that'd make Freddy Krueger blush. And still others. Well, their seeds explode like freakin' hand grenades. Suddenly, that forest doesn't seem so chill. So buckle up, buttercup, because I'm about to drop some knowledge on the world's most dangerous trees and plants. The ones you should definitely ghost. Like hard. 1. Manchineel, the little apple of death. Picture this. You're cruising on a Caribbean beach, sipping a cold one, looking for some shade. Paradise, right? Wrong. See those trees with the red paint job around the trunk? Grab your beach blanket and book it out of there, my friend. You've just stumbled upon a manchineel tree, also known as the little apple of death. It's the kind of toxic that can ruin your whole vacation. Or worse. This bad boy oozes a milky sap that's like liquid fire. Touch it, and you're looking at blisters and possibly second-degree burns. A drop in your eye? Say hello to blindness. And it gets worse. Even the rain dripping off these leaves can burn your skin and make it hard to breathe. You need to get away pronto. Locals aren't messing around. They mark these trees with red paint and put up warning signs, kind of like the botanical version of a skull and crossbones. But wait, there's more. It produces a little green fruit nicknamed beach apple. Cute name, deadly consequences. Just ask Nicola, a British tourist who learned the hard way. One bite of this thing, and her throat was on fire. Hours of excruciating pain, only soothed by, wait for it, gallons of pina coladas. Talk about a souvenir. The moral of the story? Any fruit on a Caribbean beach that doesn't have a little umbrella sticking out of it is a hard pass. 2. The strychnine tree. So you're wandering around and you come across what looks like an orange tree. You think, oh cool, some free fruit. Then you go to peel it. Stop right there. Because these ain't your average oranges, my dude. In fact, if you chow down on this fruit, there's a good chance it'll be your last meal. Meet the Strychnus nux vomica, aka the strychnine tree. Strychnine is a seriously potent poison, found throughout the whole tree, but mostly in the seeds. Ingesting this stuff can cause uncontrollable muscle spasms. We're talking full-body convulsions that twist you into a human pretzel. The muscles convulse, tightening and flexing uncontrollably to the point where a person's head, neck, and spinal column seize into a bridging arch position. Ouch. And that's just the beginning. Eventually, you'll asphyxiate. So much for that Instagram yoga pose. This tree is native to India and Southeast Asia. And get this, it's credited with slowing down the bubonic plague. Its fruits wiped out the rat population, which carried the deadly virus in those regions. These days, it's mostly used as rat poison. Just saying, maybe leave this one to the professionals or the rats. 3. Brutal bunya pines. Australia. Am I right? Everything's trying to kill you. Snakes, spiders, even the trees are in on it. If you're going for a walkabout in the woods, watch out. These bunya pines are ancient, Jurassic-era trees, easily over 100 feet tall, with leaves sharper than a Ginsu knife. But the leaves are the least of your worries. From December to March, these things drop pine cones the size of a bowling ball, weighing up to 40 pounds each. Imagine getting clocked by that from a 9-story drop. Sean Mace found out the hard way. Back in 2015, while catching some shade, a 16-pounder landed right on his head. 2 major surgeries and likely permanent brain damage later. I don't think he's laughing. Now, the seeds inside are edible and a staple for indigenous Australians. They were smart about it, though. They climbed the tree and got it that way. They didn't wait for them to drop on their heads. So if you decide to visit Australia, pack your shorts, sunblock, and definitely a hard hat. 4. Sandbox tree. One look at this tree and you know to keep your hands to yourself. Unless you're trying to add some new ventilation holes to your palms. Meet the sandbox tree, a native of the US and South America. This tree also goes by the nickname of the monkey no-climb tree. I wonder why, growing up to 100 feet tall, the sandbox tree is covered in dagger-like spikes over an inch long. The spikes aren't enough. The tree also secretes a sap that can blind you if you get in your eyes. As if that weren't enough, the sandbox tree produces fruit that looks like adorable, tiny pumpkins. But once the flesh rots away, they become hardened seed capsules that are the botanical equivalent of hand grenades. When ripe, they explode, flinging seeds at speeds of up to 150 miles per hour. It has also been reported that the seed explosions sound as loud as a gunshot. Make sure to stay clear of this deadly artillery. It is ready to go off at any moment. 5. Gimpy. It's not just trees. Australia's plants are equally terrifying. This deceptively cute plant with heart-shaped leaves and fuzzy white fur looks like it'd make a sweet Valentine's Day bouquet. Nope, it's the Gimpy, also known as the stinging tree. Those delicate white hairs are actually needles laced with moroidin, a neurotoxin that causes excruciating pain, and it can last for months. We're talking local legends of horses driven mad by the pain, running off cliffs to escape. Marina Hurley, an entomologist studying this plant, described the sting as like being burnt with hot acid and electrocuted at the same time. Others have likened it to 30 wasp stings, aka a picnic from hell. Even standing near the Gimpy is risky because those needles break off in the breeze and can mess up your respiratory system. So, swimming trunks, Sunblock, Hardhat, Gasmask. You pack all of that. 6. Pisonia, the tree that kills birds. While the Caribbean's manchineel might be the poster child for dangerous trees, it's not the only sketchy shrub in the islands. The pisonia tree isn't out to burn you, but uses a different approach. These trees encourage birds to nest in their thick canopies. The trees release sticky seeds that are supposed to hitch a ride on the bird's feathers, spreading the pisonia love. Only, it goes horribly wrong. The seeds are so sticky that birds get completely stuck, some lugging around over 200 of the dang things. Unable to fly or even move, the poor birds starve, get exhausted, or become easy prey. And here's the kicker. Scientists can't figure out why the tree does this. There's no benefit to the tree from the dead birds. Maybe it's a defense against extinct predators? Or just an evolutionary glitch gone wild? Maybe this tree just really hates birds. 7. Killer coconuts. There's this old myth that coconuts kill more people than sharks every year. Totally bogus. It was started by shark activists to downplay shark attack fatalities, which are only about 10 a year, by the way. But that doesn't mean coconuts are harmless. Let's break it down. A 4-pound coconut falling 80 feet has an impact velocity of 50 miles per hour. That's like getting hit with a ton of force. Coconuts falling from lower heights have caused ER visits for back, shoulder, and head injuries. There have even been fatalities. A kid in Hawaii died in 1973, and a fatal incident in Australia in 2002 led to authorities removing coconut trees from beaches. So, be careful where you nap on vacation. That tropical refreshment might be the last thing you ever see. 8. Sinister shipworms. Okay, heads up, this is going to get nasty. I can barely look at this myself. Meet the shipworms. Despite the name, they're mollusks like saltwater clams, but with long, soft, white bodies. They're infamous for burrowing into wood, like piers, docks, and ships. If wood meets the sea, shipworms will be there. They settle onto wood as larvae and start digging, spending their lives munching through wooden beams. This tunneling weakens structures, causing shipwrecks and pier collapses with a shower of slimy worms. Gross. But in the Philippines, they're a delicacy called tamulok. People hunt them in mangrove trees growing or rotting near the coast. The tree could collapse any second, so these shipworm hunters are putting their lives on the line for some grub. I think I'll pass. My appetite's gone. 9. Angel's trumpet. At first glance, the flowers dangling from this tree are pretty. They're called angel's trumpets, but after you learn about them, you'll think they should be called devil's trumpets. The official name is Brugmansia, and it's native to South America, but it's found all over, even in some gardens. People think it's a nice ornamental plant for a patio. Don't be fooled. It's one of the most toxic trees you can grow, fatal to humans and animals. In their native climates, they can grow to be 20 feet tall, with trumpet-shaped flowers a foot long. Contact with this plant can trigger anticholinergic syndrome in the central nervous system, paralyzing and confusing people. Ecologists wear hazmat suits when working with it. The toxin can also cause auditory and visual hallucinations, and they're not fun. This tree can probably make your worst nightmares appear before your eyes. Back in 2006, a young man drank Red Angel's trumpet tea, thinking he was going to get high. Instead, he hallucinated so vividly that he cut off his tongue and well, you get the idea. Talk about a bad trip. 10. Imposter problems. If you're walking through an orchard in Brazil, you might see a tree covered in black boils. Don't sound the plague alarm. They're berries, the delicious jaboticaba berries, native to 3 Brazilian states and only in season for a few weeks. These berries grow in a weird way. They cover the tree trunk like alien eggs instead of growing among the leaves. Because they spoil so fast, they're often made into jam, jelly, juice, or liquor. When it comes to figuring out which blackberries are safe to eat, you should listen to the Brazilians. To an untrained eye, lots of other luscious-looking blackberries are poisonous. Pokeweed, common in South America, has inviting blackberries on purple stems. But instead of being delicious like jaboticaba berries, these cause cramping, breathing problems, and death. Atropa belladonna, known as deadly nightshade, is one of the most toxic plants in the world, and it has berries similar in shape and size to jaboticaba. Eating even one nightshade berry can cause hallucinations, psychosis, and seizures. Eating 2 disrupts involuntary systems like sweating, breathing, and heart rate, which can be fatal. The best thing is to never eat wild blackberries, unless they're growing directly from a tree trunk in Brazil. 11. Honey locust. The honey locust tree is found all over the U.S. In the fall, its leaves turn a cool shade of orange. But watch out, because hidden beneath the leaves are sharp, spear-like thorns that are about 4 inches long, and some can be as long as 11 inches. Flick knives with blades longer than 2. 5 inches are illegal in most U.S. states, so this is one seriously gangster tree. The flowers have a strong, sweet scent, but if you lean in for a whiff, you might come face to face with the thorns. They're so big and nasty that they've punctured tractor tires, and there have been accounts of these thorns piercing people's skin and fracturing bones. The thorns are thought to have evolved to protect the tree from giant Ice Age animals, like woolly mammoths. Those animals are gone, but the honey locust still has its weapons. Its close cousin, the black locust tree, goes even further. The black locust tree has fewer and shorter spikes, but it laces them with robin, a poisonous phytotoxin that can cause muscle weakness and kidney failure. So, if you see a tree with thorny spikes, stay away. It evolved to fight off woolly mammoths, so it won't be challenged by humans. 12. Whistling thorn. The savannas of East Africa are rolling plains punctuated by vegetation. It's relatively peaceful and quiet, except for a weird, spooky whistling sound that's not coming from any bird. It's the whistling thorn, an acacia tree that can grow up to 18 feet tall. On either side of a swollen vine, the tree grows tons of pairs of huge spikes, 3 inches long each. But the thorns are the least of your concerns. The swollen bases of these thorns are hollow, making them perfect for all kinds of insects to move in. Ants in particular live inside the tree in a symbiotic relationship. They use the hollow vines to build their nests and act as the tree's defense. The fire ants protect the tree by swarming out of their nests and attacking anyone who messes with it. A fire ant attack causes instant, intense pain that quickly turns to itching and skin irritation, lasting from a few hours to a few days. And worker fire ants are determined soldiers, so they won't stop until the job is done. Ouch. Every few years, the ant colonies move to another vine, leaving behind a hollow thorn. When the wind blows, it whistles through the hollows in the old, abandoned thorns, making the tree whistle threateningly in the wind. So, if you hear a spooky whistling sound floating over the African savanna, turn around and run. Have you ever seen any of these dangerous trees in person? Which one was your least favorite? Let me know down in the comments below, and thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos about the world's most dangerous and fascinating plants.